Okay, Academy 1 teachers, I just wanted to communicate with you about the feedback you'll be receiving from me. As I'm beginning to go out and check into classrooms and offer feedback, I wanted to go through this document with you so that you have a really good understanding of what it is and what it encompasses and what your part in it is. So when you open the document that's entitled Facilitator Feedback, you're going to find a spreadsheet with lots of different tabs at the bottom down here. It'll probably open up to this first one that says 30-day actions. And in that you'll find all of the indicators that you were given during new teacher orientation. For those of you who are in years 2 and 3, these are definitely things that you did when you were in year 1, but while I'm talking about this page, you can look away from the screen because you've already done this. When I come in to visit your classroom, you'll notice that I will put dates in this column to the left related to if I see evidence that that indicator is in place. If it's not in place, that's okay. Don't worry about it. We will definitely get to it. The second tab that you'll notice is one called Critical Teaching Behaviors. If you're in years 2 and 3, you'll be very familiar with this. If you're in year 1, this might be your first chance at seeing it. The critical teaching behaviors are things that we report to Special School District for all teachers across the county who are participating in Academy 1. And so we collect data in the fall, in the winter, and in the spring. Basically this year what I'm doing to capture the data is I've indicated all of the targets here on the left under the big ideas. And if I see them when I come into the classroom, then I'll put an X in that box and you'll see how many you have for each category. And in fact, if I scroll down here a little bit, you'll be able to see what percentage of the critical teaching behaviors were observed. Again, keep in mind, I might only be there for 10 minutes, and so I am fully aware that I may not see it and you are actually doing it. Again, don't worry about it. This is not an evaluation. I know that it seems like it is, but it's not. It's really just feedback to you about what's visible in the classroom. The third tab is the Universal Checklist, and we'll be using this tab a lot this year. A lot of the indicators that are on the Universal Checklist are included in the new performance-based evaluation. So on this one, you'll see that we have the columns not started, progressing, completed, and not applicable. And so today when I was in this particular classroom, the ones that I saw, I've marked a date next to. So you can see that in this classroom, the rules are posted. And you can see that an attention signal wasn't applicable because this teacher only had 1 student, so you wouldn't need to use an attention signal. The fourth rubric is the explicit instruction rubric. Most of you won't need to worry about this yet. Year 1, we haven't taught you how to do this yet. Years 2 and 3, you should already know how to do this, but I don't believe I'll be using this rubric until late September, early October. The fifth rubric is the student engagement rubric. Again, year 1, we haven't really talked to you about this yet. Year 2 and 3, we have, but again, I don't believe I'll be using it until at least mid-September. Now, when we get to these tabs that are marked with the months, you're going to notice that in each one there are basically the same things. You'll have the name up here at the top. I removed that to protect this person's confidentiality. But they're all pretty much structured the same way, and this is where you'll have your actual feedback. So when you enter this document, the first thing you're going to need to do is complete these 2 boxes right here yourself. So before I come, I want you to let me know what's been going really well, what are some things that you feel like need improvement. The next section, called Key Performance Indicators, are the things that we're currently using to collect data. So you'll notice that on this first one, we're using that 30-day actions checklist. The goal was that at least 50% of those indicators be completed, and this person has 55.56% completed. So she has a green, yellow, red status of green. She's completed that goal. Then as you scroll down a little farther, you'll see where I've offered feedback, and this is basically just in the form of a narrative. When I talk about feedback, I'm just telling you what I saw that I thought was going well, and some things that I might suggest that you would change, or something that might need to be tweaked a little bit. Your responsibility when you go into this document will be to read the feedback in this box and then respond to these 2 questions. And we need you to do that within 48 hours. So within 48 hours, I will expect to see in these 2 boxes this person's thoughts about what I offered up here. Then towards the bottom of the document, you'll see a section with SMART goals for the next month. Frequently, these are goals that SSD has already set. From time to time, there will be goals that will be unique to only you, that we will consider revising based upon your individual goals. And then at the bottom is a slot just for conversation. So when I come and actually have my meeting with you, then I can type up any notes in there that we might want to remember. So basically your responsibility is 2 things. 1, you'll go in and let me know what's going well this month and what might need to be improved. You'll read the feedback that I've offered and respond to these 2 questions. Then of course next month when I come back, we'll move to the September tab and we'll do it all over again. Please let me know if you have questions or comments. Be aware that this document is in your shared folder, so it will be visible to you, to me, to your instructional coach, and to your administrator.